Well, hello. Welcome back to Soul Search Sunday, also Survival Sunday, with Johnny Tiger. Yeah, we are doing two videos in one. A bit of a cop out, I know, but today it's short and sweet, and also the topic of the day kind of does fit with both Soul Search Sunday and Survival Saturday. So I decided to combine the two videos into one. Had I've had a busy weekend, Canada Day and all that. You guys understand? I hope those of you in Canada had a good Canada Day. We've had some beautiful weather. Uh, I've been out of the house all day yesterday and part of the evening the day before, so I spent most of today uh, finishing house cleaning and all that chores around the residence. So the date is, just I forgot about it, didn't you? The date is July 2nd, 2023. Um, Now, originally I had a Survival Sunday episode planned and then a Social Sunday video planned uh, separately. But then I came across this little gem that I wanted to share with you guys and to talk a little bit about. It's not going to be super long-winded, which is why I'm rambling on and on and on and on in the preamble. Otherwise, this video might just be like 15 seconds. Anyway, I was getting ready for bed and I decided to check out a little bit some YouTube video, just browse a little bit, kind of like surfing the channel for me. I don't watch TV, so sometimes when I'm trying to relax, I like to sort of just browse through what videos available to me on recommended on YouTube, and I came across this little gem of a short little interview uh, that someone did with a Chinese kung fu master. Well, I mean, they said this guy was a really, really good, authentic kung fu master and all that. Now, we have, most of us, seen what happened to those kung fu masters when you throw them into the ring against the MMA fighter, and then the kung fu or their qigong or their tai chi totally failed. It's embarrassing, yes, and it's sad. But that is not actually the point I'm trying to make today. During this interview, the interviewer asked the Tai Chi or the Kung Fu master, uh, and he asked him, "Do you think that when you were back in your prime, because this Kung Fu master is really old now, like 75 years old, right?" So he said, "Do you think when you were in your prime, you could have gone toe to toe against someone like Muhammad Ali?" And without breaking a stride, the Kung Fu master responded, "I think you're looking at it the wrong way. You shouldn't be asking me if I could have beat Muhammad Ali in my prime. You should be asking Muhammad Ali if he could beat me at 75 years old." Now, on face value, this sounded like a cheeky, evading the question kind of response. But honestly, this resonated so much with me. It's something that, honestly, in my younger day, I would have just laughed and said, "That crazy old bastard didn't even answer the question. He's just evading the question." But now that I'm getting to be in my 40s, this actually sit really, really good with me because he is right. He is totally right. Why are we taking these older people and I say, "Hey, when you were in your prime, could you defeat so and so?" There's no point to that. Those in your prime questions, they are totally pointless because no one's ever going to know, right? Even if the guy would say, "Yes, I could have beaten Muhammad Ali." Yeah, okay, how are you going to prove that? Those questions lead to no answer. However, the way he framed his response You should have asked Muhammad Ali if he could have taken me at 75. That's perfectly legit because Muhammad Ali wouldn't have been able to take him at 75. In fact, most professional fighters wouldn't be able to take this guy at 75 when they're 75 themselves. Why? Because most professional boxers, uh, fighters, wrestlers, by the time they're 75, they're either dead or they're totally messed up. None of them that I know of is in as good a shape as this guy is in his 75. So yes, maybe when he was in his prime, he was not like anywhere near these guys' level. But you know what? At 75, he's doing so much better than any of them would be doing at 75. So why is this worthy? Why is this so uh, special that I feel it deserves a twosome video, not just a Soul Search Sunday, not just a Survival Saturday, but a two in one to talk about this. Because a lot of my training has centered around hard, brutal body conditioning, fist conditioning, uh, 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 stomach conditioning, getting punched repeatedly over and over, getting into sparring, getting your leg kicked repeatedly, getting your arm bashed repeatedly. Just a couple of weeks ago, I just recovered from a left arm injury. That's the result of that kind of brutal bashing your forearm against another person's forearm kind of conditioning. It took me 3 weeks to recover from that. And honestly, while I am very happy at my progress, I'm very happy with what I can do with my body right now. I am at the point where aches and pains are creeping in every day, and I'm seriously wondering how am I going to be doing by the time I'm 75. I really am scared when I think about that. Right, right now, I'm still, even though I'm no longer what I would call in my prime, I'm very, very well conditioned, very well trained. Physically, I'm doing a lot better than a lot of people my age group. But if I'm feeling all these aches and pains now, how am I going to feel 10 years from now, 20 years from now? When I'm in my 70s, will I be able to walk even? That is really what we need to start think about as martial art practitioners and people who learn self-defense, how to fight. Because after all, what is the point of learning self-defense? What is the point of you learning martial art? Are you just trying to be badass now? Or is your goal trying to make yourself live as healthy as long as you can? Because if your goal is just being badass now and you don't care about tomorrow, then yeah, okay, go ahead. Break your bones, let it heal. Break your knuckles, let it heal. And maybe you will be super, super badass. You'll be a killing machine from the age of 20 all the way up to your 50s. But you know what? Eventually, all that stuff will catch up to you, and eventually, you won't be able to use your hands anymore. But if your goal is to have a long, prosperous, happy life, then my one thing that I can advise you on that it's really inspired by this little interview is you might just want to think about taking it easy a little bit. Not, I'm not saying becoming a couch potato. I'm not saying quitting martial arts altogether, but you might want to learn to pace yourself. You might want to ease off a little bit on that hurting yourself so you can be badass and getting punched in the face again and again so you can learn to take a punch. You might want to ease off on that a little bit. And this is not just in martial art. A couple of weeks ago, I was talking to a really good friend of mine who used to be a like marathon runner. The guy was so good. He did the sun run, did the marathon, did all kind of long distance running events almost every year, almost every month. He's running, running, running. He's trim, he's fit, and now he is in his 50s. And he said to me, he said, uh, I don't run anymore. So I asked him, I said, well, you must feel good about all that you've accomplished. You ran consistently for 35, 40 years of your life. You must feel really good. And he said, Johnny, honestly, if I have it to live my life over, I wouldn't have run that much because I think running was the biggest mistake I've ever made. Now it totally messed up my joints, it messed up my legs, and I'm in my 50s, but I have all the aches and pains in my lower body to remind me of how much running I did. It is great while you're young to think that age will not catch up to you, but honestly, when you get old, all this conditioning, running, punching, throwing, getting thrown, getting punched, getting kicked, come back and remind you, hey, maybe you should have just think more for the long game rather than for the short game, right? So uh, I like to say, practice your martial art, but don't let your martial art practice you, right? Make it your goal to practice and have fun and learn some self-defense in the process, but don't buy into the whole nonsense about I got to abuse the heck out of my body now, so I'd be tougher later. Yeah, you'd be tougher later, maybe before you were 40 years old. But after you're 50, 60, oh boy, just watch out for those arthritis setting in.